Hello, welcome to my WIP and Chat Rambly Life update. Today I am working on the Seasons Change by JoJo's Art by Diamond Art Club. I'm really enjoying it so far. I am using the Diamond Art Club pens. I got their new metal tips. I will have a review coming up. And I got their widow tweezers. Let's just jump right in. But first, let me tell you what a WIP and Chat is. A WIP is work in progress. Chat is where I chat about things. But the purpose of this is either to get whatever project you're working on and do it with me, or use it like a podcast and listen to it while you're doing things. Yeah, so now for real, let's jump right into it. I am feeling so much better. I am recently recovering from strep throat, which was really, really bad and not fun at all. Then my kids got regular, like, common colds. Well, I'm grateful that it was just common colds and not what I had gotten. Of course I spill it because I'm not paying attention. So I'm grateful for that. It sucks that they got sick, but I would rather them have a regular cold than go through the hell I went through with my strep. Yeah. Da, da, da. Takes me a minute to kind of get into the thing. Boop, boop, boop. I'm still a little stuffy. I hope I'm not getting whatever cold it is that they had gotten, because that would really suck. Like, I literally just got better. I think normally this goes in and out of focus the whole time. I'm gonna try something new and take off the autofocus. We can try that and see if that helps with the blurriness, so it's not constantly going in and out of focus if you are the type of person to watch the work in progress. But since I have been feeling better, I've been back to walking again. It hasn't been every day because it's been a busy week, which I'll get into more later about why. But it felt so good to get back out in public. And I'm so sorry that my AC is going, but I live in Arizona. It is hot and it is warming up. So, and I don't feel like getting up to turn it off. So we're gonna have to just politely pretend that it is not there. Hopefully you can't hear it. But I just heard it turn on and it feels so good. It's like blowing directly on the back of my neck. But I have updates on Charlie, my German Shepherd puppy. He is now 6 months old. He is getting a little defiant and testing his boundaries. He is not as attached to me. Like, he doesn't follow me like a little baby duck anymore, because he wants to explore and see what new things and mischief that he can get in. So from that experience, as some of you will know, I started the training where the trainer comes to my house. So we are doing training 2 times a week, where one is in a puppy class, so he gets to work with the other dogs, train with distractions, out in public. We're at home working on separation anxiety. He is a table shark. He will grab whatever he feels deserves to be in his mouth at the time, right off the counter. So we are working on that. And just overall manners for when someone comes over, how you could deal with people, you know, knocking on the door. We have a no solicitor sign, but they seem to not listen to those anymore. So that's unfortunate. But like delivery drivers and stuff like that, I'm teaching them manners with that. Yes, I want to be alerted, but I do not want a psycho animal that is not well adjusted and rude. Like, I want him to say, hey, someone's here, but I also want him to stop. You know, I don't want him jumping, lunging. I want to be able to open the door, either have him sit right by my side, or the other option is for him to lay in his place. which we are place training him, have been since we got him. And then we're working on, oh no, we're working on more couch manners. Yes, I let my dog on the couch, but I want it to be with boundaries. So those are kind of things that we've been working on. We had his first training where the trainer came to my house last week. And this dog made me look like a liar because I wanted to work on, yes, some of his separation anxiety. It's definitely not as bad as it was since we've been working on it. But, oh no, I'm a disaster today. But normally when we are out shooting our bows, he is barking, whining, crying, jumping, digging, doing somersaults the entire time. And I can't have him behaving like that, especially since we are shooting compound bows. I don't want to ever risk him running in front of the bow because that's dangerous and I don't want a hurt dog or a dead dog. So we were working on that and he didn't display any of those traits that he had. Like, she was like, okay, I want you to go through your normal routine. I want you to show me what he does. You know, we're not going to correct him yet. I want to see him in his environment. I want to see how he reacts, and then we can make a plan from there. You know, so we do that. I grab him, I walk him over to our shooting area. He has a little space that's like 5 feet behind us to, you know, hang out in. I have him toys there and try to keep him nice and distracted. He goes to the little area, lays down, and just stares at me. So I have to go get my bow, you know, so I have to like leave the vicinity a little bit because it's inside the shop. So she's like, okay, just go. I want to see how he reacts. I want to see if he'll follow you. Of course, you know, I'm not going to let him run off, blah, blah, blah. I go inside the shop and I realize that my bow is in the house. So I have to like completely leave that whole area. So she's like, okay, well, what I want you to do is, you know, put him exactly where you want him. And he has to stay there the whole time. You go into the house and I just want to see how he reacts when he realizes you're not just leaving this area. You're not just getting your bow. You're completely leaving this whole area. And of course, you know, I tell him, I put him in his place, I say, stay, he's laying down, and I completely leave. He doesn't whine, doesn't bark, doesn't jump, absolutely no reaction. She says she only had to correct him once. So I go, I get my bow, I come back, and he's still happily laying there, not testing the boundaries, not barking, nothing, making me look like a fool for wanting this extra training, you know. I put my bow on. She's like, all right, we'll go through the process of shooting, like shoot it a couple times. So I do that. I shoot. He doesn't move, nothing. So she's like, all right, we'll praise him because he did really good. He did that whole thing. So I praise him and she's like, all right, well, let's see what he's like when I'm not here. So she's like, I'm going to hide and you're going to see it. And she does that. I put him in his little play spot thing and we go through the exercises. I even go through, like, I put my bow back and everything just to go through literally the whole process again. And I do it top to bottom. You know, I shoot, I have him behind me. I put the bow on, I put the bow away, I put the arrows away. I walk around him. I do the whole shebang. Nothing. No reaction at all. So that's good. He's been that good since then. He has not picked up the old habits. Maybe it's just, there was a couple things that she did bring to my attention. Normally I would have him on a lead or a longer leash that's connected to the fence because I was scared he was gonna run off. And she didn't do that. She literally just had him lay down and stay. And I at the time was so worried about having to go inside and get my bow and put it on and me not being there in front of him. I wanted to see how he reacted and stuff. I forgot to hook him up to that lead that's connected to the fence, you know, and I also wanted to reduce the risk of him running in front of the bows, you know, for shooting. You know, I'm just trying to be the responsible pet owner. And we hadn't done that, and he had stayed the whole time without those precautions made, which freaked me out at first. But then she said, well, maybe it's the anxiety of knowing he can't get to you that was making him behave and react this way. He seems really calm, knowing he's in front of you, knowing that he can get up when he needs, but he's pleased and happy to just listen to you in this environment where he's not locked up. He didn't, you know, we had neighbors and dogs walking by. We had all of the distractions there, and he didn't budge. He was focused on me, you know, which is good, which is what we want. We just don't want him obsessing and trying to interfere with what's going on. And he just totally different animal. And I told my husband, we were laughing about it, and he's like, well, let's try it again. You know, this time the trainer's not here and all of that. We did do more training, but I'll get into it. I just want to tell this story. And see if he reacts differently when she's not here, you know, because she's been working with him since he was like 9 weeks old or something like that, close to that age. So it might be just when she's around, he knows it's work time. And he did fantastic. I didn't hook him up. I just put him in his area that he needed to be. I told him to stay, and he sat there the entire time and just watched and wagged his tail and was just pleased as honey pie to be there. Like, totally didn't react, didn't bark. There was no cartwheels and no weird screaming that he does. And it was the most pleasurable, exciting, fun shooting experience I'd had since wanting to bring him out with us to be part, you know, with the family. I don't want him in a crate all the time. And it was amazing. And he's been like that pretty much since. Yes, he tests it a little bit now. You know, he's getting more comfortable and liking the area. He has not gone past, like when he gets up, and breaks that place training, he doesn't try to run off or play like he was. It's normally just kind of stand up, he'll stretch, go in his little puppy circles, and then lay back down to kind of get re-comfortable. So I don't really reprimand him for that. But if he goes further than that, yes, I will correct it and replace him and go through the whole thing again. But it's been smooth sailing. We also worked on couch training and greetings, like just manners in general. I am the type of person, I love having a dog on the couch with me and near me while I'm watching TV, but I want boundaries with it. I don't want him on the couch with the kids. I don't want him on the couch unless he is invited. And then also at night, like after the kids are in bed and I want to watch a show, you know, or do whatever it is that I want to do, then he can be on the couch. So she was showing me different ways that I can maintain that and introduce that and keep it very much just that. And that's been going really well. He doesn't look at me like I'm stupid when I'm like, get off the couch. He knows now if I say get down or off, he goes directly to his place. He has this giant dog bed that a friend's mom made for them, and she has a couple of them, so she gave me one. It is huge and it is amazing, and I'm kind of jealous of it. Super comfortable. I've even laid on it just to relax. But yeah, so that's going so well. And then also the training in class has been going much better since we've started and introduced the separation anxiety trainings and exercises and stuff like that with me, the husband, the kids, and in the store. Totally different dog. Once again, not screaming, not crying, just totally being an amazing, obedient little beast. And I am here for it. Should I just take this off and keep going with the white? I should. So we are very proud of our furry beastie. I need to find a way to get this hair under control. I haven't had a massive shedding dog in years. So I think I'm going to, I have all tile though, but I might invest in the shark vacuum or something like that, because when I sweep it, I feel like the little tumbleweeds just bloop, float away, and it doesn't really get picked up. So there's that. I think that's all of the puppy updates I have. I did bring up archery, so that seems like the natural next step is archery. I was still recovering from strep, so I was still a little bit sore, but I have gone back to it a little bit, not every day, about every other day, every couple days over the last week. And it feels so good. Like, I knew I missed it. I knew I enjoyed it. But the actual, like, feeling of stretching those muscles that I don't normally use felt good. And then my first few shots since I've been working on my form, and I feel like my form has improved a ton, felt so good. Like, I'm a little sore in my shoulders right now, and it feels good. So I'm going to continue doing that, and I actually want to shoot today. I think sometime this weekend, or maybe even next weekend before it gets too hot, I want to take the dog to the shooting range, or not the shooting range, the archery range, which I guess is a shooting range, but they have a 3D archery park that's like on a trail. I think I've shown a little videos on it in my other WIP and Chats. And now that he's a little less crazy, I think I want to actually try shooting on the trail. Like, I haven't experienced that yet. I've walked the trail. We've taken the kids with it. I've watched my husband and kids shoot on the range. I'm normally kind of behind, trying to keep the dog from going psycho anytime anyone walks away. That doesn't seem to be much of an issue anymore. So I really want to see, since we've been doing these practices, how he does on the trail. But back to me and archery, because that's what I wanted to do, talk about. I'm excited. I'm going to talk to my husband about it. Fishing season's just about over. I wanted to go take the kayaks to go fishing, but I don't know. I'd almost rather do that archery trail and shoot and see if I can get further than 20 yards. I doubt it, but I can always walk up closer to the archery 3D things, targets, that's what they're called, targets. And yeah, and I want to get a little bit of video of it. Like, it's just so pretty there. And especially since we're in like a super bloom right now. Oh, so many flowers, I bet. I miscounted. But yeah, there's that. Like, archery, fun. I think everyone should try it. Although it is very particular on, you can't just shoot anybody's bow. You kind of have to get it fitted to you. So I didn't fully understand that until I started shooting. But yeah, it's definitely a fun little hobby. My son is obsessed. My daughter's form is still freaking amazing. I actually, like, I've recorded her form so that I can study it and practice it and see what's going on. And that's helped tremendously. You know, and I won't not post that because I'm not putting my kids on the internet. I've decided. I've been doing research and I fell down a rabbit hole. I'm actually going to have a WIP and opinion about how I see children being, I don't know if we're allowed to say this on YouTube, but I'm going to say it anyways, exploited on the internet, and it gets me mad. It's actually why I didn't record yesterday. I normally record like the day before or whatnot, but I was in a bad mood and I didn't want that to translate into my video. But then on top of being in a bad mood, I was getting more and more mad about what I was seeing about the problematic behaviors of people managing children on the internet for content. And that didn't help. So I just kind of was like, we're just gonna chill and, you know, maybe shoot our bows a little bit and hang out as a family. We watched some TV and whatnot and just kind of relax, and I woke up in a much better mood. But I do have like 7 pages of notes of what I'm going to talk about in that WIP and opinion because I have thoughts, and it might be a little controversial, but I really kind of don't care. It is something that needs to be talked about, so I'm super excited to talk about it later. That will be a later thing. Anyways, I also got a new diamond painting, and it is from the free kit promotion from Dreamer Designs. So I did a whole unboxing of that. That'll be going up soon, probably closer to when I'm finished with this. Because that'll be my next project for WIP and Chats. And I'm super excited. It is so colorful. I'm not expecting it to be the best quality, but in the unboxing I explain why. And then I've been getting other diamond paintings that I ordered in, and I'm super excited to open them with you guys. Like, this is my first one. So that I'm almost done with it. Like, I only have like 2 more rows, maybe 3 after this, after I finish this row. And yeah, super exciting. And that's kind of what's coming up next. A little shameless plug there to stick around and watch my stuff. Oh, I am still reading Sinner's Playground, which is the Harlequin Crew series from Caroline Peckham and Susan Valenti. I am going slow with it. I normally binge read, so I never really take my time, but I've been reading like a chapter a day or a couple, chapters a day, and just soaking it in and reminiscing, because like I said, I am rereading the series because I enjoyed it last time, but I feel like I rushed. I was so excited to get to the next book. I didn't fully appreciate the whole series, and I'm realizing I do that a lot. So I think this year is going to be my rereading year. I don't need to read 300 books in 1 year. I want to take my time this year, and it's really freaking difficult because I'm a binge reader. So I have to actually like stop myself from reading, be like, hey, I did this long enough, and then I'll sit there and kind of think about what I actually read and the progression and where it's at, and think about the structure. And like I said, I've written books before, so it's a lot of fun for me to kind of think about how behind the scenes went. And I never really do that with books, like read them and kind of try to deconstruct how the process went of how they came to these conclusions, and the structure of the story, and the development of the characters, and the story development, and the voice, and how they kind of make the different characters have their own voice and characteristics, and the profiles that they must have built for the characters. I can totally nerd out on this all day. But I'm kind of doing that for the first time with this series, and it is phenomenal. Like, these are goals. Yes, it's dark. Yes, it's crime-riddled. Yes, it's totally my type of book and not a book series for everybody. But Jesus, like, the character development alone for these characters, and to have so many of them and it be so clear and concise and understandable, like, oh, they did it right. They are some of my favorite authors. I highly suggest them. I'm just having fun with that, and I think everyone should. I want everyone to have the same love I have for books. And words. Like, I like words. Though you will notice my grammar is atrocious. I don't ever, like, when I'm commenting or rereading or like writing to someone or in like a message conversation, I always forget to like reread and fix what I did right. So so if we ever have a conversation, expect my grammar to be atrocious. Yes, I can write a book. Yes, I can do pro writing aid and word check, but that's different when I'm writing for pleasure and making up a story. Like, I look at those things, but if I'm having a conversation, I'm more interested in our conversation than my atrocious grammar. And I'm just going to put that way. I've never had good grammar. So that's a little bit of that. And I'm okay with looking like a fool. As long as I don't have to pretend like I'm getting graded on all of my comments. That'd be nice. But yeah. I love Grammar Police though. Like, I have friends that are uber nitpicky, and they'll like edit other people's messages while they're messaging. Like, they'll correct me and I'll kind of just laugh. So my grammar's a little bit more atrocious for them. It's kind of like an inside joke with my other authors and editors. Like, I have friends that are editors too. So that's kind of my way of poking fun at them. They have a love-hate for it. It's definitely more fun for me that way. I get to embrace my bad grammar. I know I shouldn't, but I do. Oh, so I was talking about my highlights of the week since I've been better. And my highlights have been taking my grandma to go get her taxes done. I have so much fun when it's just me and grandma hanging out, and just going out in public and interacting and taking her out. And I always say like the most crazy fun things to kind of poke fun with her and bring the conversations. And she's my best friend. We laughed so hard. My stomach is like sore. Like I have ab muscles now from it. And just like tear crying. And yeah, she's my favorite person. And it took like 3 different tries, like 3 different appointments to get the taxes done. Because, the paperwork and stuff, we managed to print the wrong paperwork or whatever. Not that that's your business. We're going to move on towards that. But yeah, the 3 times, and honestly, the 3 trips were probably the funnest, like, random trips. Like, I didn't know you can have that much fun doing taxes. And every year, I realize that it is every year that we have fun like that doing our taxes. And we always get treats, too. Always. Like, it's ice cream, or I take her out to get something, or we'll stop at a store and get her some special treats that she likes, and it's just fun. Like, I don't know, like, she's just my best friend. And shout out to you, Grandma. Shout out to you. I think everyone should have that person in their life. And I'm a mama's girl too, don't get me wrong, my mom is my person too, but Grandma, she all the way, hands down. I've always been a grandma's girl, and I will always be a grandma's girl. Like, it is what it is. So yeah, overall, my week was just busy with running grandma around and kids having appointments, and we had like a carnival fun fest for the school that was a lot of fun, and hanging out with all of our friends and doing the dancing and stuff like that. It is IEP season, so we're doing all of those appointments and all of that. Taxes, all of us getting over cold. So yeah, I feel like it's been a very eventful and uneventful week. I don't know how to classify it. But it was fun. Like, it's been a good week overall. I'm in a fantastic mood today, and I relished in my bad mood yesterday and did research with it. And yeah. What else? I think. Oh, let's update my nails. Remember how I said in another WIP and Chat that I was unsure of this color and I was using Dashing Diva? Well, Dashing Diva lasted me almost 3 weeks. I finally changed them. I changed the order of the colors and stuff, and I added the glitter. Well, the glitter sticker, I should say. But I love the color now. I wasn't sure if I would like it. I didn't like it before. I just think it was like the order that I put them in that I didn't like. But I'm getting better at putting them on too, so they're not like crooked, they're not as far down. Of course, my other ones were really grown out because I'd kept them on for so long. But yeah, I am a fan still, and I'm excited to try more. I have like a green one that I'm gonna do next. And I think I could push it to 3 different wears, because there's 32 in the pack. And I know all packs are different sizes, like they have other sizes and stuff, but this pack specifically at 32, yes, the sizing might be a little off, but like, let's say I run out and I just want something on my nails so I don't bite them. Yeah, I'm definitely keeping leftover stuff like that for just in case, because I don't want to bite my nails again. And I'm not going to. So that's fantastic. Like, they look so much better, and I've decided I like this nude natural color, especially in this order. I will definitely be doing that again. I think I might try it with the green ones because I like the little packs with the designs. So yeah. And I also remembered to put cuticle oil on so you don't get crusty, dusty fingers. Because I've noticed in a few of my videos, my hands look atrocious. I always have like little cuts on them. I'm clumsy. So yeah. And then I also forgot to say my dog's shoes. So we started putting my dog in shoes. I know, I always talk about my dog. Just get used to it. I'm sorry. And I live in Arizona. It gets really hot and I'm worried about his little toesies and I don't want to burn them off. And I got these little rubber shoes because I tried another brand. They were too small and these shoes fell apart. So I guess rubber's not the way to go and I'm kind of sad about it. I'm really sad about it because he was so goofy. I'll pop a little video up of how goofy he was the first time he wore them and then also on our walk. And on that walk, our second time using them, they kind of fell apart. So I think I'm gonna look online, or if you guys know of any brands that are okay, or no. Yeah, one, that are decent quality. Yes, I'm gonna stick with that. But also have big sizes. I've tried like 2 different brands that they hold in store here and different stores or whatnot, but they seem to be too small. And he's only 6 months old, so he will be growing into them. And I guess I'm gonna have to not really worry about price or budget because one, I don't want to not walk my dog and get his energy out and miss out on those opportunities to train him because it's too hot. Yes, I can go to Lowe's. Yes, I can go to Home Depot, but I like outside. I'm okay with walking at 5 in the morning, but here where I live, sometimes our coolest hours is still 80 degrees. That's too hot, especially since I don't have sidewalks. I have pavement and gravel, and both get really hot. So we're gonna do that, and that leads me into summer. We're preparing for summer. It's almost the end of the school year, and it turns out this year they don't have summer school. They pulled all funding out for summer school, and I am pissed. Me and my children, we love summer school. We love keeping that routine. I love working with the teachers. I tend to do a little bit more volunteering during the summer school year, like the summertime for the school year. And also, like, we get to work on things at smaller classrooms. It keeps them in routine. Like, they love it. They ask to go and, you know, still have their little friends that go. And I know some parents are like, oh, well, your kids need a break and whatnot. But it just really benefits us to have that extra 4 weeks of school. It's part-time. It's like 4 days a week and like 5 hours long or 4 hours long. So it's not that excessive here. But still, like, how could they pull funding for that, for the extra help that they need? And they thrive in the summer classes here. And they have, you know, I even did like preschool summer classes for my son to prepare him for kindergarten and whatnot. And so I'm frustrated with that, but that's okay. We will figure it out. I don't think I'm going to do the extra tutoring. I can't afford that. There's some that just want some atrocious amounts of money because they're taking advantage that there is no summer school, so they're inflating the prices for those that want to use it or absolutely need it, especially if your child is struggling in certain areas of their life and they need that extra help. But to inflate the prices because there is no summer school is absolutely ridiculous. And I know for a fact they're doing that because I had looked previously because there was a couple weeks that, you know, after summer school's done that they don't have it. And my daughter was like, oh, I'm enjoying this. We were reading this book in class or whatever. And I kind of want to finish it. So, of course, I'll buy the book and want to read it. But she likes the tutoring style. But she also likes doing it with someone that is not me. We have our fun reading at night. We're reading the Harry Potter series. We've read comic books at night. But certain things like more of like history or other things that she's just interested in, she likes reading with a tutor. There's certain things that she has a hard time with, and she really likes that extra guidance that's not from me. So I tried to look into different tutoring things during the summer after summer school was over, and it was manageable prices. It was affordable, like, you know, it wasn't anything too crazy. And then this year when there is no summer school, their prices have basically tripled. You can't tell me that that's not the reason why. Because, you know, the demand's going to be higher, so you decide to charge people up the... yeah. No. Okay, we're changing subjects. I don't want to be grumpy. I have a serious video to record after this, and I don't want to be grumpy for it. So we're going to pass on that. And we're going to move on to the plans that I do have. We are going to put them in gymnastics, I think. The company that I have in my neighborhood for gymnastics is really nice. They do have extra, like, that's included with their monthly fee of just, like, free gymnastic time to kind of just hang out and play, and that's once a week, and then they'll have their actual gymnastic class once a week too. So that's 2 times a week to have, like, some sort of a schedule, get some energy out, let them use their brain in a different way, and if they're interested, then maybe we can continue that throughout the year. We did do gymnastics for a little bit with my daughter, and she really enjoyed it, but then school started, life happened, you know, I had my son, and just different interests in preschool and stuff like that, but I think I need to reintroduce it, because I think that both my kids would thrive in that, or dance of some sort. I don't know, but I really think my daughter's brought up gymnastics a couple times, and my son is a little monkey and climbs on everything. So we're gonna do that, and yeah, I think that's really all the updates that I have for you guys. It's been a beautiful week other than being sick, and yeah, I've said that already. I've talked about my dog, what I'm reading, what I've been... Oh, I guess I can tell you the shows. I started watching Resident Alien. I think I'm on episode like 7 now, and I laugh my ass off watching it. And if you like that type of comedy, like Paul is one of my favorite movies, the Alien Paul. And it's absolutely hilarious. So I love like those oddball alien movies, and this kind of reminds me of that, just how ridiculous it is, but also like it has the serious moments and the other perspectives on humanity, and I don't know, I just like the world. It's the world that they created in it. It's funny. It took me a minute to get into it though. I didn't like the first episode, and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna watch this. But I figured while diamond painting, I needed something on. I like to have noise. I didn't want to watch YouTube anymore. Plus, I don't like watching YouTube on my TV. I don't know why. It's a phone thing. I prefer it on my phone. I prefer it with headphones and watching things on my own, because I don't want my kids to think they can just free for all on YouTube. So, yeah. I watched different little shows. I've watched Monk. I finished the season of Lucifer, all of Lucifer, like when I first started this diamond painting. That's kind of, I watched the grand finale of that. I like that show too. I might rewatch it actually. It kept me entertained. Or I might rewatch Supernatural. I like that show too. What shows do you like? Let me know. And maybe, or stuff or suggestions that I could try. But yeah, I'm gonna go now. Bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I do also other general diamond painting content. Yeah, okay, bye.